Hello, welcome back to Will's World of Reviews and More. Yes, I'm here with my second England review. I don't know if any of you caught the live hangout that I've just done with a couple of guys. I'll post a link to it when it's up. So listen to that because that's obviously going to be more detailed than this. This is going to be a really quick review because I know I've got to watch the final match. So, yes, if you don't want to know the score, then please don't watch. But you probably know it already by now. The final score was Uruguay 2, England 1, which leaves England pretty much screwed. And that's sad to say because I don't think their performances have been too bad. I think in both matches, they've been commendable and they've worked hard. And really, the difference in both games was that class striker that we don't have. Balotelli for Italy and Suarez for Uruguay. And as much as people would like to think that Rooney is in that class, he really isn't. Maybe as a kid, but he's lost something and it's just not there. And we're looking for that kid to come in, to be that. We need that in the Premier League, that English player, and we just haven't got it at the moment. I think Uruguay played well overall. Defensively very solid. Godin should have been sent off though for that elbow to the throat of Welbeck, especially after he had the looking for the handball. So that may have put a different complexion on the game, and he really should have been sent off for that. Ladero played well. Cavani played well, and of course Suarez played well. And England just didn't have that defensive solidity that Uruguay had. Uruguay kept on crowding England players out of the box, whereas on the other end, we couldn't even get hold of Suarez, in particular Jagielka, who I think is probably just a little bit past it now. It was fair play to him. I think he went to the Euros and this was his tournament, and that's fine now. But I think that's enough for him. Obviously, I don't think he's going to be around. He's 31, so for the Euros in 2 years, he'll be 33. He may make the squad as that experienced defender, but I think it's time to look towards John Stones from Everton. His teammate, who he played along with last year alongside Distin as well. And Stones really is the future in that position. Like I said before, I know I'm biased because he's a Barnsley player, Barnsley born lad. Plays for Everton now, but I think really he is the future, and in 2 years' time I think he'll be going in Jagielka's position. Cahill, conversely, I think played really well. I think he's definitely got the capabilities and he's still got youth on his side. And I think he'll be that experienced one to play alongside someone like John Stones. I don't think Smalling and Jones are good enough, to be honest. But Cahill, I think, played well and defended well. And it was Jagielka's mistake that led to Suarez's header, but it was good work from Cavani, and Suarez just finished it off like a world-class player that he is. I think England were just a little bit off the boil, and Rooney exemplified that in the first half. I think he got better as it went along, but he just wasn't as sharp. Sturridge looked deadly. Welbeck, I think, did well again. I think he gets a lot of needless stick. I think he defends just as well as he attacks. Obviously, he needs that bit more of a clinical edge, but I think that'll come with time. For him, personally, I would think maybe he has to leave Man United, and I'm sad to say that because I think he's got a good future. If he went to somewhere, if he did like a Sturridge, if he went to an Everton or a Tottenham, or maybe even Southampton, if he went there, he'd probably get, 10 to 20 goals a season if we play him in that central role. And I think he's a real good talent, and I think he's not had the luck yet at Man United, and hopefully, you're looking at Van Persie's probably got one, maybe another 2 seasons left in him, and Rooney's obviously up front. But Hernandez and Welbeck, I think, have been unfairly treated at Man U, and I really hope they give them both a chance because I think they're both good players. And as a bit of a closet Man United fan, I think it'll be sad to see them go. I think Henderson played really well. For me, he's a contender for future England captain. When Gerrard retires and Lampard retires, he's going to fill that kind of holding but still box-to-box role. And I think, he captained the under-21s, England 21s, and I think he's probably a real good player. No matter what Fergie said, he's got no idea really about Henderson, and I think he's a real good player, and I think he will become integral to England's midfield in the future. And yeah, I'd be in between him and Cahill for me as future England captains. I don't think Rooney should have it, even though it's more likely that he will become captain. Obviously, England created some good chances. They had Rooney's free kick. and had the header that hit the crossbar, which were both unlucky because they were both really close, and on another day probably would have gone in. Sturridge, had a couple of chances, but they were caught out a bit, England's defence. Suarez in the first half had that corner that almost caught Hart out, and they didn't learn because it happened again. Baines improved as the match went on, but I think generally, his time is up again, similar to Jagielka. I think, he'll probably be at the Euros as experienced, but I think Shaw will have made that place his own by then. They should have brought Lambert on earlier for me. They should have brought him on earlier, made a big difference. Great response. Well, not great response, but great goal from England. Johnson cutting in and finally getting some joy, putting the ball over for him for his first World Cup goal. It was a nice, easy one for him, but well deserved for him. But we just couldn't hang on, and a rare mistake from Gerrard led, Suarez having that instinct just to run ahead, and a great goal, typical Suarez goal, blasting it in, and that was it really. Lambert came on then. We had Barkley come on and Lana, who I think again have got a good future for England. It's just working out a system that they can all play in because they all play in similar roles. And now it's just a case of waiting for the other results because it finished 2-1 with England really not kind of putting up a fight. Hart came up for a corner, and that was about it really. We didn't really have any other chances, and now we're basically waiting on other people. We need Italy to beat Uruguay and Costa Rica, and we need to beat Costa Rica by a fair margin. And for that reason, we should just go out attacking. Put Barkley in, put Sterling in, put Lallana in, Sturridge, Welbeck. Just get as many attackers in there as possible, and maybe just use Henderson or Gerrard as the holding role, and just go out and attack and get these goals because nothing to lose now. That's it really. We're asking a lot, and I think there'll be a lot of talk about whether Roy should keep his job, and I think he should. He's been good for the national team, and I think in general, I think he's just training up Gary Neville to take the job long term, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens. So I'd like England to stick by Roy, not least because he's English, and I think if they were to sack him now, they'd probably look for a foreign manager, and I don't think that's right. It's never really worked out for us, is it, to be honest? Sven Capello. So yeah, disheartening, but hey, it's England. I'm sure we'll come back stronger, and we still got one match to make an impact. In that, for me, I'd like us just to go out there and really just show the world what we're made of, and show the world what we're capable of, and give youth the chance. Because it's their time now, and it's up to them. They need to take that last game by the scruff of the neck, show us what they can do, show the world what they can do, and create the fear for the next two tournaments, the Euros and the World Cup. So guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. Keep commenting, liking, subscribing. I will post a link to the Hangout. Hope you listen to that because it was quite interesting. And until then, I'll be back soon with my next one, I think Greece and Japan. So yeah, so take it easy. Peace.